How is everyone doing today? Let's see. Let's skip this up. As you can see, I was doing some reading on my tablet here. Got off of that and said, "Oh, I'm behind schedule again here." It's, as you can see, it's about 5:55. Well, it is 5:55 Eastern, and I try to get on here about 5:40. So got a little sidetracked with some reading this morning, and let's get into the scope because I just had a quick topic that came to mind I wanted to talk to everybody about this morning. So let's jump right on into it. I'm coming to you with my 20-year reunion Morehouse sweatshirt on this morning. Near and dear to my heart. As you can see, it's right over top of the heart. You know, hello to all my brothers out there maybe watching. But here we are again. Forgive me for being behind schedule this morning, but thank you for everybody who's tuning in. Appreciate you all always for joining me. You know, some of us probably are looked at as a little bit crazy for being up this early in online scoping, but you do what you got to do. Really quick, I thought about something this morning. First of all, for those who are new, haven't seen me before, my name is Kofi Ford. I'm coming to you out of Atlanta, Georgia. I am an investor. I am also in distribution, and I also have a consulting business. So those who've been on before hear me always talking about multiple streams of income, which I absolutely believe in, and I think everybody should have one. I think if you go to my Facebook page, you'll see some videos that I have out there. Welcome Alpha, what is that? Alpha and Omega 1. All right. Welcome. Where you coming in from this morning? But yeah, if you go to my Facebook page, not my actual personal site, but my page that I have out there, I've got some videos about multiple streams of income, which are absolutely wonderful. Out of Texas. All right. What part of Texas? I've never really spent a lot of time there. Sayman 20, if I said that right, Sayman 20, welcome. Welcome, where are you coming in from? Houston, all right. Yeah, I actually have been to Houston for business before. Never got a chance to hang out. I always just hear that it's so hot there. Whether or not that's true, I don't know, but you know, I always hear how hot it is in Houston. I can tell you this. DC in the summertime is, let's see, it's like sitting in a sauna 24 hours a day. So I don't know if Houston is like that, but I can tell you DC is pretty horrible during the summertime. In any case, I'm digressing. I mentioned that, I came on talking yesterday about, was I talking about that? Goodness, I've been thrown. How about that? In any case, I talked about my Facebook page. Definitely go out there. Some great stuff if you're into multiple streams of income. So that said, this morning I actually wanted to talk about something very quickly. I was thinking about a story. I remember growing up in Maryland, and my mom used to always have me out with her in the garden. Now, not from the standpoint of growing cucumbers and tomatoes and that kind of thing. We didn't have a garden quite like that. We had an area in the front of the house where, of course, like many other people, we had shrubs in front of the home and other little plants. And then we, had trees that we would plant in the yard. But every time we had something like that, I would be outside with my mom. And it kind of gave me an appreciation of growing things in the yard or just having plants within the house. But it was always very interesting. I remember one of the houses we had, I believe this was the house in either Cheltenham or the house we had in Largo, one of the two. But I recall planting some shrubs in front of the house. I have, 5-gallon shrubs out in front of the house, and I think we planted 6 of those in front of the house one time. And the process of going through, creating the holes, large enough to put the entire soil pot down inside of that, and then watering it and taking care of that, make sure it was watered for a while before the roots actually took and the plant went and grew on its own after that. But what I remember is a few years later, looking at those shrubs and remembering, oh my God, we need to trim these things back because they're getting so tall. They start to grow out and they're becoming full. We need to start helping to manage that growth a little bit more so that they actually grow the way we want them to. And what it reminded me of this morning is, everything in nature does that. You look at any kind of tree, any kind of plant, same thing. And I should have put this on quiet, but we'll take care of that another time. In any case, I remember seeing that happen, and I think and apply that to everything in nature and how it constantly grows. And you got to think about that for ourselves. We grow, yes, from a little child to adulthood, we grow. We get taller. You can see that physically on the outside. But the question is, are we growing on the inside? For example, what's the last book that you read? What's the last event that you attended, like a seminar, to grow your knowledge base? When's the last time you invested in yourself to grow? You think about anything in nature, we know that once something stops growing, it's dead. Any tree, once it stops growing, it's dying off. A plant that's grown in a flower bed or anything like that, it stops growing, it dies. You know that. So there's a period of growth, and once that growth stops, everything dies. And you have to question whether or not we're like that as well. We grow taller, but on the inside, growth never ceases. It never has to anyway. There's such a large wealth of information that's available now, especially with the internet. There's so much information that's available for free. But how many of us are tapping into those resources to grow ourselves? So I'm issuing a challenge to everybody. I don't know what the last book you read was, and I think it's great to read fiction if you read fiction. But when have you last invested in a book like Think and Grow Rich? Some may never even have heard of it, but when have you last read a book like that? Or The 4-Hour Work Week? Things that are designed to grow your mental capacities in such an effect that you can take the information that you garner from it and completely change the course of your life. And maybe you don't start there, and that's perfectly fine. Those are just a couple of things that jump out at me. I read this Miracle Morning book, which actually got me doing this morning scope because this is now part of my Miracle Morning process. Here we are, day 10, which I am absolutely jacked about because I'm in double digits. I remember growing up and remembering, when you hit the age of 10, you feel like you've accomplished something because now you're not in the single digits anymore in terms of your age. And I feel the same way as it relates to, this journey on the Miracle Morning process. But it was a book that led me to this because I loved the information that was contained within that book. So I'm just inviting you, do the exact same thing. Go out, find a book that you can spend some time in, invest some time in, even better, and utilize the information that's inside that book to completely change the course of your life. We don't necessarily have the ability to go back, travel in the past right now to meet some of the most influential humans who've ever existed. But the great thing is that you can still call them your mentors by reading the information that they've left behind for us to follow. I invite you to do it. If you want to start somewhere, you don't know where to start, I invite you to read Think and Grow Rich. It was the one that actually changed a lot of things about me. I've got a lot of other, books that I can recommend to you as well. I put a lot of those on my website. You can find that at KofiForwardOnline.com. Some phenomenal tools available to you out there, but start somewhere. Continue to grow yourself. Don't be like those who think that once they got out of school, that was the end. No, continue to grow, develop, not just outward in terms of eating food, because I know we're at Thanksgiving and we'll start to possibly add an inch or two to our waistline over the next day or next week as we continue to eat leftovers. Not there. That will happen naturally. But The work is involved in picking up the book, investing the time in it, and reading and mastering the information inside that book. Go on the journey. It's going to be absolutely exciting and life-changing for you. I appreciate you as always for joining up. This was much quicker scope this morning than normal because yesterday I was on for 16 minutes, and I'm not too proud of that. So I've got to stick to my 10-minute time frame. But thank you for joining. Share with your friends, all those who are out there who may be looking for something to do, especially at 5:30 in the morning. But this is out there available 24 hours. And I'm actually now capturing these, and I'm going to continue to store these on my website. So beginning with day 9, I've been capturing these, and I'll continue to do that every day. So if you ever miss one, you can tune back in onto my website. Again, that's at KofiForwardOnline.com. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Kofi Forward, and then you can look me up on Facebook, and connect with me there. Oh my goodness, I need to drink some more water. See, there it is. Connect with me there. Kofi Forward. Appreciate you again for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful